Hey, this is Oli.
And this is Jordan.
Welcome to the Real Cut Podcast. We give you our unfiltered take on life.
All right, it's Monday again.
It is. Welcome back, Monday people.
Monday morning?
I
It's not
thought I'd have
morning.
something as like Monday Maniacs.
Monday,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's a good one, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
because it's another manic
It's
Monday.
another Manic Monday. I love it.
Wish it
Okay.
was Sunday.
I wish it was.
Just kidding. I
That's
actually wish it was Saturday,
yeah,
or
Saturday
Friday.
would be nice.
Just kidding. I
Well,
work every day, so it doesn't
Mondays
matter.
are my Sundays. Actually, funny enough.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
perfect.
So it is a Sunday for
You can
me.
just say, it's my Sunday.
Yeah. Not another Monday. Right?
Yeah,
Oh
something
man.
like that.
It feels like it. I took tomorrow off as well, which is nice. I just
Yeah.
moved recently, right?
Oh, yeah, you
So
moved. How's your
yeah,
new
love
apartment?
it, love it.
Sounds nice.
Couple things that didn't work, but like not big things. Like my dishwasher just washes. It doesn't ever rinse or dry. It just washes away. I
But that's the best case. If one
right.
thing worked, I
At
think,
least it's that,
yeah.
right? I was thinking about it today. I was like, because I kind of held off. I have some dishes in my sink, and because just scheduling, getting everything done. Like the
They'll
maintenance
come
guy
fix
is,
it, right?
yeah,
Okay,
absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not trying to like throw them under the bus. They
Yeah.
just already had stuff in front of me,
They're like,
right?
where on the contract does it say it needs to dry
Yeah.
and rinse?
No, they said it would
Like,
wash
it's a
dishes.
dishwasher.
Exactly. Yeah. They're like, we never said.
Read fine print.
Exactly. They're like, you got what you paid for, buddy. Now shut up and deal it. No,
Yeah.
but no, actually, I have awesome landlords. And she was actually telling me today how she's going to subscribe to us and trying to find us.
Oh, good.
Because we're not on Apple yet,
Yeah.
and that's where she tried to look for us. They had like a long
Oh,
drive, and so she
guess we
actually
got to
listened.
get on Apple.
We're gonna try to get on Apple. That's what I was thinking today.
Yeah.
Exactly. That'll be the next thing. Because
Right.
she found my Hustle Northwest podcast
Yeah.
where I
Yeah.
went on there and was a
Awesome.
guest. And that was cool. But they're awesome. So, anyways, I'm getting off track as I always do.
Oh, yeah.
So the landlords are
Dishwasher
great. They're gonna get everything
landlord.
taken care of.
Good.
And I love it there. Otherwise, Lyle loves having his space, and we're getting it more and more set up. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love going to Goodwill, right?
Yeah. I
So
was there yesterday.
I was there yesterday as well.
Wait, which
I
one?
was at the South Salem one.
Oh, I was at Lancaster.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Anyways.
I like to go to different ones though. There's always
Yeah.
a chance because
Okay.
it's like I showed Lyle. So well, we went to Buy Mart
Mm-hmm.
yesterday, and there was a rude gentleman there. We can get into that later. And
Yeah.
then we stopped by the thrift store,
Yeah.
which is literally called the thrift store here in Kaiser,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then we went out to Goodwill,
Uh-huh.
and it was such a find there. So I found cycling shoes that are normally like
Oh, yeah.
$135, right?
Uh-huh.
We were just talking about needing those.
Yep.
And then we also found it's like a bookshelf, I guess, but it's just like shelves, right? But
Yeah.
it's beautiful. It's like this nice
Mm-hmm.
dark wood. And
Yeah.
he has a lot of like toys, or I call them toys, but they're like things he just presents. He just puts them on shelves, like
Okay.
Popco figures and things like that,
Yeah.
right? So he
Yeah.
needs shelves,
Right.
right? And I have a bunch that we were going to hang, but this completely, now we don't have to.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? And it was
Nice.
only $20.
That's
And it
so great.
easily
What
was
a
like
find.
150. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we were stoked about. And then we got him a desk and everything
Mm-hmm.
like that. And it's really shaping together. I'm excited for his room.
Yeah.
Um,
Shaping up, you mean?
yeah, what did I say?
Shaping together.
Yeah.
Which sounds
That's
like
not
something that's forming together or like
yeah.
Play-Doh.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Oh, you
Yeah.
said another thing that at your
What did
birthday,
Oh,
didn't
did
you
I?
write it down?
Oh, no, I didn't. I should have.
Oh, shoot. Let me
Darn
see
it.
if I did.
Yeah.
You said something very funny, and I told myself I'd remember it,
Darn
or
it.
maybe you told.
I thought I usually write them down.
Yeah, I don't think, dang it,
There
I
was a
don't think
lot
I
going
did.
on though with trying to jump around between make sure
Yep,
everybody
yep,
was
I didn't write it down. Cool.
I'm checking as
I
well.
know.
No, I didn't either. Darn.
Yeah. All right, well, shaping together. That
Next
one's
time.
not.
That one's
I
not.
mean, I totally get what you're
Yeah,
saying. Yeah,
it's close enough. Well,
yeah.
that's how I usually talk. It's like close
Mm-hmm.
enough, but it's not right. You
Right.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like, I know what you're trying to say, but you're not saying it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's good. Like my
Yeah.
room, I love my room. I have a projector and literally the whole wall I
Yeah.
have. It's at least an 80, 100 inch like
Oh my
screen.
gosh.
Yeah, that I
That's
have. That's what I'm
crazy.
talking about. Like it's a movie theater in my room.
Yeah, yeah.
And I have a heater that is like a fireplace
Mhm.
and it's
Oh,
right
look
at the
at
bottom
those.
of the
They're so
screen.
cozy.
Isn't it
Yeah.
great? Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it holds my sound bar as well on top of
Yeah.
it. It's like
Mhm.
perfect. Like I love when things just come together. Does that make
Yeah.
sense? Like even
Yeah.
like just
They
pleasure
shape
for the eye, they
together.
shape together. Like
For
Play-Doh.
the pleasure of the
For the pleasure
eye.
of the eye.
Nothing else though, no other body part,
No,
just
no.
your eye.
Just the
Just one
eye,
of them.
the aesthetic.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's probably the left too. I think the right would be more uh caveman-esque out of the two eyes. Yeah,
Caveman-esque?
it would be dominant. It would be like because most people like I don't know. I'm just trying to be I'm really making all this up. Um
I was ready to
'cause-
learn some facts.
yeah, well, so I could argue it. The right eye is more dominant because more people are right-handed.
So what about if you're left-eyed?
And that's what like you close your left eye to shoot and you use your right eye.
But what if you're left-eyed? Do you close
Well, then
your
that you're probably more
left
artistic.
eye to shoot? I mean right eye? Yeah.
You're
You're more what?
artistic.
Are you saying meaning to say artistic?
Am I not saying artistic? What am I
You
saying?
are. I didn't know if you were gonna say
No,
autistic.
no.
I didn't.
That's just me being autistic. Um, but
No,
no,
I think I know I'm right-handed, but I feel like I'm left-eyed.
you could
I
be.
just have a feeling
Well,
in
and
my eye.
I was making a joke on like brains. If you're left-brained or something, you're more
Mhm.
artistic, right? And then right brain.
Opposite.
Is it? Okay, well that
Yeah.
makes sense. I'm doing
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right brain is the autistic and emotions.
Okay.
Yeah, left brain is more like your
See,
logical
you just said
logic.
autistic instead of
I
artistic.
was trying to say artistic.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm laughing. Gotcha.
Oh, dang
Yeah,
it.
see, you hang
Yeah.
out with me too much now. It's
Yeah.
rubbing off.
I mean, your right side is for
Yeah,
sure.
both of my sides are definitely autistic.
And your eye.
Exactly. It's my third eye, the one right here that's autistic.
Yeah.
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 But it's beautiful. I love it. Everything's coming together. I have a couch arriving that apparently now today is no, it's okay. Third eye, did you just get that?
I just couldn't stop thinking about it.
No, that's
Okay,
fine.
anyways, okay.
It was a pretty good joke.
Okay.
I'm
I'm
pretty funny
focused
sometimes.
on your furniture now.
Good.
Let's go.
Because the furniture is important.
Yeah.
You need to be very focused
Whoa,
on the
you're so
furniture.
aggressive about your furniture.
No, I'm just kidding. But seriously,
Okay.
I'm just kidding. I'm a little concerned because I apparently overpaid last night.
Yes.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
80%.
I cannot believe it.
Yeah. So for everybody at home in your car or wherever you're at while you're listening, I pulled up my Amazon orders to look into a couple different things and show Jordan my couch that I was getting. And to my surprise, the couch that was around a little under $500
Yeah.
last night that I ordered is now only $80. So I got to figure that one out because that's a huge difference. Part of me was like, am I just looking at the ottoman right now? Is that what they're Yeah.
I can't believe
Right.
that.
I'm pretty sure. So I'm
And
gonna
it
call him and
said
see.
like 80% off.
Yeah. So I'm gonna check that
You
out.
should screenshot it in case it was a
I did.
data error. Okay, good.
I did just in case.
Yeah.
I might even just like order another one
Yeah.
just to like have the order in under that
Mhm.
price. 'Cause
Yeah.
I wonder if they would cancel the
Mhm.
order or if they would just keep it. You know
Yeah,
what I
don't
mean?
know.
But who knows? I'm gonna get it figured out though.
Yeah.
I got a lot more stuff showing up today, which would be nice too. It's kind of nice to
Mhm.
get things just settled in,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
It's been
for sure.
for a while I felt like I've lived everywhere, if
Mhm.
that makes sense. Now it's nice to have
Yeah.
like places for things.
Oh, I know what you could do.
What?
Okay, since you were it's not a very great solution, but say they can't cancel your order.
Okay.
You could order the other one for $80
Mhm.
and then resell it for like $200 or $300. And then you got your first
At least I'm
couch
making
for
up the money, yeah.
a little bit cheaper than 500. That's
No,
only
it's
if
not a
they
bad
won't
idea.
return it. I don't know what the return
It's
policy
not a
is.
bad idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, they're usually
Anyways.
pretty good about most things. I mean, they
Yeah.
are Amazon, so
Yeah.
I
They
mean,
do
they can
return
be
most things though, yeah.
right.
But with your luck,
With my
it'd
luck, I'm
be
gonna have 3
they're like
couches.
only this couch we cannot
Well,
return.
there's a third couch we haven't even talked about yet that I ordered as well.
Oh.
And that it's blue, it's beautiful, it
Yeah.
slides out, it's got a little sleeper. It was a pre-order.
Mhm.
A day after I ordered it, Amazon was
Mhm.
like, "Hey, by the way, the seller that you bought this from does not
Yeah.
sell with us anymore." and they're not a person, and they still haven't shipped it. They've all it says is that a shipping label was made, which as somebody who used to sell with Amazon, that's when
Mhm.
you get paid
Oh,
as soon as you ship
no.
the item,
Oh.
right? So there's a very good chance I
Oh.
got scammed. Now,
Oh,
Amazon, part of
no.
their email, they did tell me that they will refund it 100% if that's the
Mhm.
case.
Okay,
So I
good.
know the money's taken care of, and that's okay.
Yeah.
But I have to wait until like the 15th or 16th to even claim that, which is like crazy.
Oh my gosh, how much was it?
It was like another 300.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
So like so it was like three, which it was a really good price for the couch. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's a pre-order. Maybe I'm
Yeah,
getting a deal because they're just trying to rack up money to
totally.
be able to
Yeah.
buy some stuff, right?
Yeah.
And but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, no.
But I'm so
I mean, maybe you'll get
maybe
it
that
though,
couch will
right?
show up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, what if like I end up getting like my living room has three couches in it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
One time I ordered something, it was like $10, so this is not that cool of a story.
right.
And then, like, it got lost, and
Okay.
so they refunded it, and then I got it
Oh, that's
randomly
cool.
one time.
I love when
I
that stuff
know.
happens.
Like,
Yeah.
I didn't feel bad. It was literally like a teeny tiny, like,
No,
item, but
absolutely.
it was still kind of thrilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's
Yeah.
like you got your cake and got to eat it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I just had to wait for it.
I get that.
I had to wait for my cake.
Yeah. Or your cake. Yeah, I get that. I think a lot of us guys understand that. We got to
Yeah.
wait for our cake. It happens. It's a joke you're not gonna get. It's okay.
Is it like,
It's a guy joke. It's dirty.
oh,
No,
no.
yeah, it's
Okay.
not that bad. It's not that bad.
I have no
So
feeling.
no, cake is just like cake is like another word for a butt.
Oh,
Yeah,
I knew that.
yeah, yeah. So I'm just being dumb.
I think one of my kids told me that.
Yeah, it is like newer slang. I mean, well,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we used it when we were younger, but anyways, I'm just
It's
being dumb.
got now.
Got? Oh,
Yacht.
I heard that actually.
Yeah, that's
There
what
was a
they
girl I
say.
met on Tinder, and she told me she had a yacht, and I was like, "What
Wow,
does
that
that
means she's
mean?"
like literally barely out of high school, probably.
No, well, she works with kids, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
yeah.
I was like,
They had told her that she had like
yeah,
I don't know, like not that sounds weirder than you know what I mean? Uh, I don't know the whole situation, but I remember when she told
yeah,
me it
yeah,
sounded
yeah.
very
And
innocent,
she heard
yeah,
it from
yeah,
me. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Um, like yeah, like she had mentioned that she had a big butt, and they're like, that's called a gap. Like
Yeah.
that kind of situation.
Yeah, yeah,
Not
yeah,
like
yeah,
they
yeah.
like walked up and they're like, "What's up?"
Yeah.
I don't want to miss up. That's not what happened. I mean, I don't know, I wasn't there. But
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it's funny how those like things change. Like we used to be very direct. We just called them big booties, when I
Yeah.
was younger.
Yeah.
But
My daughter has a teacher that I'm
okay.
like debating like calling the school about or not.
Okay.
I obviously won't do names or
No,
school or
of course,
anything,
yes.
but she has told me lots of stories about this teacher and
Hmm.
how questionable things, but I'm like, like kids, all
Maybe
the
embellish a little bit and
yeah,
stuff like that.
and
Yeah.
it's a science teacher, so
Okay.
there have been things about like body parts and reproduction, and
That they would
it's
have
like
to
that's
talk
just
about.
science, like
Yeah.
that's our bodies, like whatever. And I'm not the type that I'm like, don't talk about this, sex ed to my kids. Like
Right.
I've already talked about it with them. They know where I stand. I want them to think objectively and for themselves.
Hmm.
And so to me, I'm just like, cool. They're going to talk about it, and then we can keep talking about it at home, whatever.
Right.
But the other day, she said her teacher was talking about a prosthetic male body part
Really.
and how they can um and they're talking to middle schoolers, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
feel I'm going to choose my words carefully. But
Absolutely.
literally the teacher said this in her 7th grade class. So that's why
Hmm.
I was going to get your opinion. So I'll just do it on here because
I'm
I'd be very
curious.
curious because I
Yeah.
try not to be like a helicopter mom or
Right.
whatever. But they're talking about that.
Right.
And they can use it for reproduction and have it simulate what actually happens when you go to have a baby.
Okay.
Is
Like,
that something
wait.
I should call the school about?
Okay, wait, hold on. So I have
I
to be
need
very
from
clear,
another
okay?
parent.
So is it gonna simulate what it feels like to give birth? Is that what we're talking about?
No, a male body part
Okay. No,
and what
okay.
happens.
So we're talking about like
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Why would they be talking about that?
Sophie couldn't answer that.
Yeah,
She
that's the
didn't
part I
know.
would want to know.
I know.
Like what the context, because I can't think of a reason why they would need to be talking about that.
I know.
Unless the
In
like
health, maybe. The
and
health
that's what I
class.
wanted to say. So the only reason I could see is if they were talking about the advancements in science
Yeah.
and how with fertilization
Yeah.
that they can do it that way.
Yeah.
If that would be the only.
I
You know what
know.
I mean? Like, hey, we
Yeah.
can fertilize people now. Well, how do they
Yeah.
do that?
But there's been several stories of very bizarre
Well,
science topics
but
where
that's what I'm saying. That's it. So
yeah.
like, and I would want to find that out because if it's
Yeah,
not
this
that,
is
then
kind of
they
the
shouldn't be talking about that.
yeah, I
Like,
know.
that's a little
Yeah.
much.
So anyway, so that's a fun story.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know why I thought of
I
that.
would dig into that one a little bit. That would it's obviously on your mind. I mean, which is understandable. Like
Oh,
that would make me curious. Like there was even a time, but like as well, I don't try to be a helicopter parent,
yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, we're talking about yeah,
But
and middle
Lyle
schooler.
brought home like clothes. And
Yeah,
I was like, "Where did you get these clothes from?" You know what I mean?
from school.
Yeah, and he's like, "My teacher brought his old clothes to school and gave them to some of us." And I'm like, "Why is he giving you like what?"
Like a normal
No, I
thing.
was like, "Does he think you don't like we can go buy you clothes?
Yeah,
Like, does he think you can't get
you don't have
clothes?
enough. Yeah,
Right, like what's going on?" And he's like, "No, no, he was gonna give them to Goodwill. He just thought,
yeah,
you know, since a lot of us are around his size,
yeah,
but they were like way too big for Lyle." And I'm like, "I don't know how I feel about this.
yeah,
Like, I
yeah.
don't know if he
I
should be bringing
know.
his clothes and giving them to you
No,
guys.
it
Like,
is a
that feels
little.
weird."
I
But I
know.
don't know, like, and that
Yeah.
was one of my things. I was like, "Is this
And
like a little like
uh,
why?"
and Anthony did come home with a Christmas sweater from a teacher one time, but I think she just had some little Christmas sweaters and they were not adult size. They were clearly children's. So
Right.
I think she just got them somewhere and brought them
Yeah, no,
to
this
see
was
who
like the
they'd
dude's
fit.
old sweats.
Yeah. What? It's so
No
fun.
joke.
I
Yeah,
know.
like
Yeah.
he had obviously like hung out in them tons of time.
Yeah.
Like that's why I'm like, I don't my son doesn't need to be wearing your old sweat. But we buy stuff from Goodwill too, so I'm not trying to be like
Yeah,
weird, you know,
totally.
but
Maybe it's just one of those things where you just maybe want more info.
right.
Like, I think that's where I'm at. I'm
And I
like,
would agree with
in
that.
like, science is science, health is
Absolutely.
health.
Yeah.
I've been talking to my kids about all of that since were 8 years old.
Right.
And so I don't care if she like knows that, but also I'm just like, what? Wait, like,
Well, it's yeah, how did you get
no.
there? Like how did you get
I
to
know.
a male organ that is erupting? For
Yeah.
lack of better words, right? Is that what we're talking about? Okay, just want to make sure we're on the same page here. Yeah, because that's I don't see how you start talking about that unless like one of the kids baited her and
Yeah.
started bringing
Yeah.
stuff up.
Yeah.
You
That
know
could
what I
have
mean?
happened. Hmm.
And that wasn't part of the story that you received.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
know,
Yeah.
like,
It's
oh, do they have this stuff? And she's like, well,
technically,
yes.
yes.
You know
Yeah.
what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Right.
she's not the one who. It's not like she was
Totally.
sitting there. She's like, you kids
Let
want
me
to
tell
know
you a
about?
story.
Yeah,
I know. I
exactly.
doubt it. And I
But I would check
I
still.
love teachers. Like they do so much and they all deserve raises. So
Absolutely.
that's why I'm like, I'm just like, I'm still just trying to decide if I want to
But
listen
with
to it or
that
not.
being said, though, there still are weirdos out there,
I know.
and I think you should definitely check.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. Thanks
I
for the opinion.
that's my opinion. I would still,
Yeah, for
I
sure.
think, like an email in and say, hey, this is what we heard.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Right.
know, yeah, like what do you have to say? Not even what do you have to say because that sounds even more accusatory. Not even an
Yeah.
accusatory way. Just we heard this. We have some
Yeah.
questions, and I
Yeah.
think any understandable parent or
Right.
adult would go, yeah.
Yeah.
How did you guys talk about that?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Cool.
because I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't.
It's hard for
If
me because
Lyle
I
came
was,
home, I would be wondering.
yeah,
Yes.
like I was raised in such a conservative environment where we never talked about even appropriate conversation on that topic.
Right.
So it's like I don't know what's normal or not, and
I
I
get that.
try really hard to have like that the healthy side of it and also the open communication, but also not growing up too fast.
Yeah.
But I also don't know like what is healthy and normal because I didn't have any of that. So
I
yeah, it's like
understand
one
that.
of those where I also think people that are raised in an unhealthy environment also are like, I don't know.
Maybe they don't have
Like if you're
boundaries
on one side
sometimes.
or the other, it's hard to know
Yes.
that middle ground. And so kind of
Absolutely.
that's where I'm at. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense because it was the same thing in my house growing up Mormon and everything. It was
Hmm.
we had like, hey, can we talk about sex? And they go,
Hmm.
yeah, just don't have it.
Yeah.
Pound on the
That's
shoulder.
it.
See you later.
Boop,
You
boop,
know,
boop, boop.
yeah, exactly.
Like,
So I was like, what? So with Lyle, I always wanted to have pretty open like communication. I tried for the
mhm.
same thing, but it was
Yeah.
also like how much is too much
Right.
communication? You know what
Yeah.
I
I
mean?
know.
And it's weird
Parenting
now
is
that
so hard
it
of
really
like
is.
teens.
Oh, well, he's at a point now, so he's 16. He'll be
Mm-hmm.
17 in July, right? We're
Mm-hmm.
getting close to
So
like
wild.
legal
Year
adult
and a half
years. Right.
till he's adult. That's so
And
crazy.
he's making jokes that are one hilarious.
Yeah.
But then two, I'm like, should I be allowing this? Or
I
like should I
think
not? Because he's
I
almost
think
at that
he's
age
almost
now.
like a grown
Well, and that's the thing. I
adult.
don't want to like hold him back, right? You know, like he's still finding himself, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he's come out as gay and whatnot. And so like
Yeah.
there was one time I called him a cocksucker.
Oh no.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm sorry, but I only bring it up because like not knowing like the boundaries, right? Like I was
Yeah.
joking with him because like
Yeah. Was
friends and I.
he hurt
Oh, no,
or
no, no.
laugh?
So he knows I would call my straight friends that. That's
Yeah.
not like a slur
Oh,
or
okay.
anything like in that sense, right? But Lyle is so smart and he just
Mhm.
is so quick-witted now. He looks at me and goes, "Yeah, I am. What of it?" Like,
Yeah.
he's
Good
like, "I
for
might one
him.
day." And I
Yeah.
was just like,
Yeah.
"Oh, oh, you got me."
Oh,
Like, it's like, "Oh,
good
I
for
did not
him
say."
though.
No,
Quit, quit.
I've like it's not just me who's raised him. Obviously, his mom has raised him too. So I'm not
Yeah.
trying to just but like
Right.
he's raised in such like a quick-witted kid
Yeah.
and like
That's
guy
so
in person.
funny.
And
I
I
love
love
it.
that because like if anything, I wanted to teach him how to like protect himself,
Mhm.
because we won't be
Yeah.
around,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And whether it's with words or physically, hopefully it's always just with the words. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
He never has to physically do it.
Yeah.
Um, but it's funny to see those little quicks. And then every now and then
Mhm.
I'm like, oh, have I
Yeah.
unleashed too much? Like,
That will be hard for me, yeah, as the kids get older.
yeah,
Like, yeah, it's like but you're transitioning into like a more of a friend role, more
right.
like, you'll always still be his dad and
Absolutely.
nobody else like that's just how it is, like, and it should be. But also more like we're soon you're gonna be two adults that can
Right.
hang out and, just
Yeah.
be your adult selves.
Go do
And
anything.
so,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what I told him. Like, we're getting closer and closer to those areas. And every now and then I have to reel him in a little bit because he'll
Yeah.
start to get a little too comfortable. And I'm like, I'm
Uh-huh.
still dad.
Yeah,
Like, you need to
yeah.
watch what you're
Like
saying.
you need to still respect me. Like I'll show respect to
Absolutely.
you too, but like
Right.
I'm not like your buddy.
Not
Like
yet. Yeah. And that's what I told
yeah.
him. I was like, once you become older and you
Yeah.
start paying, like, if we're living together and you pay rent or something like
Yeah.
that, and he's
Yep.
like, you would live with me? I'm like, well, yeah. Why would I? Like, I'm not going to just kick you out when you're 18.
Yeah.
I know I joke about that.
I tell my kids I will.
No, I told him too. Yeah.
Eventually they'll catch on that I really wouldn't.
Right. Well, no, and I told Lyle the same thing his whole life,
Yeah.
and that's why like we're almost there now. And he's like
He's
counting down,
stressing
like
them.
I'm like, calm down, buddy. I was like, listen,
As long
and
as you contribute.
that's what I
Well,
told him.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, either as long if you're going to school to better yourself,
Mhm.
if you're working or doing anything like that, then like you'll always have a
Right.
place,
Yeah.
always.
Yeah.
But if you're just trying to sit on your butt all day and play video games and not do
Yeah.
anything,
Yeah. Yeah.
like no,
Not that. Yeah,
yeah,
for
you can do that
sure.
at your mom's,
Yeah.
and I don't
Yeah.
think she's gonna let you do that either. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Yeah,
exactly.
but so and he's a good kid. Like yeah, he works hard and everything like that. It's just weird how their dynamic is so different nowadays.
Yeah.
Like he has no desire to get a car
I was just
or
gonna ask
anything
if he
like
has his
that.
license yet.
No,
Yeah.
still pushing on that.
Yeah.
Like Andrew, our good friend who
Yeah.
owns
The deck.
yeah,
Yep.
thank you. He sent me the link to have him do permit tests and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Like I've done everything I can
Yeah.
to help. Like he just
Right.
has to do
You
his side
can't
of
like
it.
force it. Like I didn't get mine till I was 18.
Yeah, see, I don't understand. I tried to get mine at like
I
so
had someone to drive me around all the
well,
time.
I bet you did. Yeah, girls are lucky. You just be
It was
cute.
actually my little brother.
Oh, really?
He's a year and a half younger than me and he got it for
All right.
LD. Yeah.
Well,
So
I knew how that was. I mean, like, I
no,
was
I
like,
had a lot of
yeah, come
boyfriends.
on now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's okay. That's kind of like
Yeah.
how it goes. Like, we did the same thing. That's why we wanted cars,
Mhm.
to go hang out with girls and like take them
True.
around. Like, I remember skipping school and we go out to the coast. And like, I remember one time we had a blast. It was my friend Kiana and Sarah and Josh and I, and we all went to the
Mhm.
coast, just goofing off, having
Yeah.
fun. And, and it just felt like free. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? Like, I felt so old
Yeah.
and everything, even though I was supposed to be in school.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and like nowadays, and because I get a lot of kids around his age too in here getting their haircut, and their
Mhm.
parents say the same thing, like none of them care. And I think
Yeah.
it's truly because they don't need to anymore.
Yeah.
Like if you want to hang out, they just video chat each other.
Right.
My niece does it all the time. She'll have like 16
Mhm.
people on video chat. They'll all be
Mhm.
video chatting and just talking with each other. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
same thing with Lyle. They'll go on like Xbox, or if they want food, they'll Uber eat stuff
Mhm.
as
Yeah.
well,
You
right?
don't have to like
You
go
don't have to
out in
go
the
anywhere, which
mhm.
even as an introvert, I'm like, why would you not want to go out sometimes though?
Right.
Like,
Well, just working with teens, I am every year I'm retrained in this in like
oh yeah,
statistics and everything. So the latest that came out was the depression, anxiety, self-harm, and suicide,
yeah,
and how it relates with screen time, number of minutes with kids, because now they communicate with Snapchat, video calls,
right,
Be Real, Instagram. So whereas when we were raised, we would go to a friend's house.
right, exactly. Yeah,
So now that is heavily replaced. So their isolation has gone up and the amount of hours that they spend per week with friends is some, for many, zero, but
Yeah.
much lower now. And then with the uptick of everything else, that's why those other negative statistics are
Makes complete
skyrocketing.
sense. Yeah.
So people do it too much.
Right.
Like, some is like whatever. Like we
Right.
do that too. You and I have to have social media and communication
Absolutely.
for our job. So,
Right.
but yeah, some teens are like overboard, and
Wow.
then and so the depression. So when the iPhone came out, it came
Mhm.
out around 2006, but it gained popularity in 2009,
Mhm.
and the self-harm, suicide, anxiety, and depression just went really, really like
That's
skyrocketed.
crazy.
Never ever touched those numbers. And then when COVID happened, they went even higher.
Wow.
Yeah, super crazy.
Well, I mean, that goes to show you, I think that even as like even whether you're an introvert or not, like
Mhm.
we as humans rely on each other and need each other in
Yeah.
our lives, and that
Yeah.
social interaction and
Mhm.
time together.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
important. I would
Yeah.
agree. That's
Crazy,
crazy.
huh? Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I fully believe it. I not seeing those numbers, but I believe
Mhm.
100% of what you're
I
saying.
know, it's
Yeah.
so interesting. So it's like we'll just have to battle it for generations to come,
Yeah.
because it's like my with my kids not having phones yet, they really don't have very many friends
Mhm.
anymore that don't.
Right.
And they're like, "Well, mom, like we need one. What if we need to call you when?" And I'm like, "Then you ask the school for their phone like you always do." And they're like,
Right.
"Well, what if there's an emergency?" And I'm like, then the school has a system to alert me. I can't do anything
Right.
about it.
Yeah, like you calling me isn't going to change
The
anything.
school will, yeah.
Right.
And I trust their protocol. If I didn't trust their protocol, I wouldn't have you at that school.
It'd
So,
be different.
and
Yeah.
so, so I just don't
Well,
let
they're
them
trying to find
yes.
any way they
I
can, right? I remember doing the
know.
same thing.
I know.
But like when I got it, it was completely different. I remember selling cell phones just like 5 years ago now or so.
Oh yeah.
And it was crazy to see how many people just gave phones away and like these expensive like smartphones to how young of kids and stuff like that. Like even Lyle went through a whole phase as well where he only had a smart watch that he could
Yeah.
talk through, and it was
I
only
think
to the
those are
people,
great.
yeah, that I
Yeah.
allowed, right? And the
Yeah.
same thing, he'd be like, my friends have smartphones and I'm walking around with
Yeah.
this, and I'm like,
I'm
well,
trying to fight for a little while longer, just only because I know those stats, not because
yeah,
I'm like, like
right,
like overbearing or whatever. But I
no,
just know those stats, and
right.
I work with teens that have those stats. Like that's what they're living and facing and dealing with. So
I
I'm gonna
think you're
wait as long,
smart.
but it'll still happen. It happens for full grown adults. It's just their brains are forming. So I feel a little
It's
more
a little bit more
careful.
easy
I
to
tell
be
them
built.
that, yeah, they're
Yeah,
like, "You're on your phone." And I'm like, "Well, my brain has been fully formed for like over 10 years now. Like
right.
it's just different when it's still developing, you guys. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm not trying to be mean, but like you're already on it enough for like your time that we allow every day. Like, ugh.
Well, I agree with that. I mean, there's certain things like Lyle for the longest time always wanted coffee or different caffeinated drinks. And I was like,
Mhm.
listen, like caffeine has been proven to stunt growth.
Yeah.
Then you're at the area where you're growing the most.
Yeah, you don't want to
So,
mess with that.
and that's what I told him. I was
Yeah.
like, once you're done growing, like have as
Yeah.
much of it as you want. I
Yeah.
don't care.
Yeah.
Like I really
Yeah.
don't.
Like it's probably not good to have a lot because your
Right.
heart,
Yeah,
but you're going
exactly.
to be an adult, so I
Right.
cannot tell you what to
It'll be
do.
his choice. And now he's taller than I am.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I look at
So
him,
yeah,
I joke about it. I'm like, see what
exactly.
I told you? And he's like,
Yeah.
well, rah, 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 you know?
Oh my gosh, my kids don't have caffeine often, but they had we had a cleaner come to our house yesterday to
Absolutely.
get it
Yeah.
ready to list. And so she's like, it would be best if you guys were out of the house from 11 to 3,
Right.
which I totally get because it would be very hard to clean a room when there's like 5 other people there. So I was like, for sure. And so I let them decide what we would do just for fun. I don't do that very often. So I'm like, why
Right.
don't you guys pick like an activity we can do within reason and then place to eat? And they chose to go see Mufasa, which was super
What's that?
good,
Was
really
good?
good. Definitely see it.
All right. I want
And
to.
then they wanted Taco Bell. So I went to Taco Bell and they're like, "Can we have Baja Blast?" And
Lyle likes that too.
it's also trending. Like it's a trend
Is it?
with
Okay.
teens.
I hate the
Yeah.
Baja Blast.
I know. Yeah, me
Did I
too.
tell you about those? Have we
No?
talked? Oh, yeah. Every time I go, though, I try it.
Oh, you did tell me
Yeah,
this.
I don't know.
You're like hoping it'll change.
Every single time. Unless it's drive-through,
Yeah,
obviously, right? You
yeah.
know, but but it just
Oh my
sorry,
gosh,
it just makes me
that's
laugh. So,
so
like, I've got,
funny.
like,
I forgot
since,
about
like,
that.
high
Do you
school, and
try
I'm
a
41.
freeze or just regular iced?
Is there
They
is
make
there
a freeze.
I've never tried a
I
freeze.
tried it yesterday. I didn't like it.
Okay. I just try the regular at
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean, I'm sure they're the same thing. One's
I
just
would
blended,
assume.
but yeah.
But you never know. I mean, I love a good blended drink, though. I'm a
Yeah.
huge
It
fan of
just
blended
tastes like
drinks.
it just,
It
it's like
tastes
a
the same.
slushy,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so funny. I forgot about that. I'll
Yeah.
bring you one sometime.
You should. That was
You're like, "Oh,
I'm
yeah."
like,
You're like, "Heck
"Thanks."
yeah." And then you try it and you're like, "This is
I'd be
disgusting."
like, "Why?" It tastes like cough syrup to me. That's what it tastes
Yeah,
like.
yeah, it does.
Do you
And
know what I'm
it's
talking
like
about?
and it's for them, it's blue food dye. So they
Oh,
already react
yeah.
negatively.
You get
And
that.
it's caffeine and it's sugar. So it's like the
Mhm.
worst, but like it was a special day. So I'm like, yeah,
Right.
I'll
You
let
gotta
you
have some
have a
time.
small size. And they were all up till like almost midnight last night. I was just like, oh my God. I was like, this is why. This is why I do not do this.
I don't blame
I
you.
was so mad. And he was actually really kind to me, but he's
Yeah.
like, I noticed they had Baja Blast, and I think we need to remember that this is what happens. I'm like, I know, I'm sorry. Ugh.
You're like,
Anyways, yeah.
I was just trying to have a fun day.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you did. I mean, it lasted 24 hours,
So
you know?
he was like,
Yeah.
yeah. Ugh. Yeah.
That's
So,
so funny. I remember
mhm,
those. I mean, I remember hearing about those days. Like, I remember being young. I should
mhm.
say that. But I don't remember like drinking those and then feeling like crazy when I
I
was younger.
know.
But I
Yeah.
remember hearing stories about me being
Yeah.
crazy.
When
Um,
you're a kid, it's awesome.
oh
Like,
yeah,
you're
the
like, I
best.
feel great. I'm up late. Like,
Yeah,
let's go.
I know.
The parents are like,
It's how
shoot me now.
right. How funny is it that as you get older, it's like, oh man, like it's 8 o'clock. Can I go to bed right now? Like
Hmm.
I could go to bed right now, right? Is that too soon? No,
Yeah.
yeah, like
Oh my gosh. The other day, it was Sunday because what day did I go to the concert? Saturday night.
Saturday night.
And like I don't know anymore. And so Sunday you and I ran
Yes,
and it
that's
was
right.
raining, so go us.
That's right.
Just sprinkling, but still
Still, it
still
was cold. It
still.
was like close to freezing.
Yeah. Oh, I
Yeah,
guess Sunday was yesterday. So we ran yesterday
yesterday.
and oh, and I was like, where was I going with this? Like, I don't know what's going on. Anyway, so
Story of my life.
we did the day, we did the Baja Blast. We came back home. Mike came
Yes,
home from drill, and then I took a
cool.
nap because I was
Uh,
very tired because I
right.
didn't really sleep the night before. And yeah, I slept from 4 to 5:30,
Ooh,
and then I woke up feeling great.
don't you love a good nap?
Yeah, and then I still went to bed at like I was still tired at nighttime. Yeah,
You're still ready to go to bed early?
yeah, I was
That's
still
how it
ready for
works.
it.
That's
Yeah,
how well, and you're running at like I was gonna say peak efficiency all the time, which like
hmm,
is still true, I think, because like you're
yeah,
really organized with your calendar and the time you're doing and where you're at.
yeah.
But in that sense, like you've been working like straight for a while,
Hmm.
right? Like
I
you took
took
one day.
Thursday off.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say you took one day off, but
thank
then you
goodness.
still even showed a couple houses on that day off,
Yeah,
didn't
I
you?
did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and spent about an hour, 45 minutes on with a team member who needed some help with something. But I
yeah.
was on a drive, so it's like
No,
fine. But
absolutely.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which is just
Thankfully,
how
I
it goes
love
though
what I
sometimes.
do. Like,
Right.
I'm thankful for that. Like, I love it. And
Right.
that's why it is hard to take days off. But I
I
have
get that.
to, when I start, something that happened last week is I just started like I missed a meeting.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I missed a meeting. I like don't do that
Yeah.
ever. And so I missed a meeting and
Wow.
I was starting to just slip on some things. And I was
Hmm.
like, oh my gosh, I just need to like recharge. Like, I
Yeah.
don't feel like I need to, but obviously something's happening here. And
Smart of you to recognize
so
that.
I took the day off and like, so I feel good now. So
Good.
yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how that stuff happens because that's definitely not you. Like
No,
that's surprising
no.
for me to
And
hear. You
yeah,
don't
I mean,
slip on those
thankfully,
kind of
it's one of
things.
my team members and
Well, you're
I've
human.
never missed it. I mean, so she was like, oh, I totally get it. And I'm like, don't worry, I'm going to take tomorrow off and then I will not miss a meeting again.
Yeah. You're
So
like, I'll be
yeah.
back on point. Which it happens though. I mean, we're all human. We all have moments,
Hmm.
and you're definitely allowed them as well,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
But I think it's smart to realize that, like, when we all get to that point of being overdriven and just go, go, go and going,
Yeah.
you start to see those little slip ups, whatever they may be,
Right.
right? And you
Yeah.
go, oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'm pushing a little too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and back it up a
Exactly.
little bit.
Yeah.
That's
And
good.
like did our team meeting today and so just let
Mhm.
me know when. We did our team meeting today, and it was it was awesome. It was like full of energy. We actually had 2 people there that are thinking of joining the team.
Really?
We did quarterly, we have it with Cedar Ridge Property Group. So Andrew and
Okay.
his team were
Yeah.
there, and it was just like so much fun.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it
I
was
love
good.
that.
I'm
I
like, I feel energized, and we're changing like some processes that we do as a team. So I'm really
That's
excited.
cool. It
Mhm.
always feels nice when you have something new or energizing coming up. Like
Yeah.
um anytime anything you like a refresh or like a repaint.
Right.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
it's 2025 and some things have changed in the market.
Okay.
And so we're just like, cool, like we're going to pivot,
Yeah.
and find out how we can improve. And so I'm really excited.
That's cool. You've been doing a lot of things. Well, and you have an event coming up this weekend as well, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
co-hosting with Haven Rose
Mm-hmm.
for Pitch a Friend
Yeah. Which will
dating
be so
event.
exciting.
I know. I'm so excited. We have some prizes. I have to pick up a few prizes this week.
Okay.
Touring the event. I've already toured the event space with them, but we're
Yeah.
going to actually meet with our contact there
Cool.
tomorrow. We'll meet there, and so yeah, it'll be really fun. It'll be great. So
It'll be a good event.
yeah.
All you single people can get out there. Where's it at?
And then
That was great.
Chichas before this.
I'm sorry, Travis.
Sorry.
That was the end man, the part. I'm so sorry. It was hilarious. All the single ladies and men.
Like, oh,
We need them
forget.
too.
We need them too.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it would be
yeah.
a really horrible dating
No,
event.
yeah, be definitely one-sided.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
Chicha's Brewing.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's gonna
that'll
be a
be
lot of
fun.
fun. Everybody come out.
Mhm.
There's a bracelet system. There's all kinds of cool things. Are you still doing the
Yeah.
bracelet system?
Yes.
Okay.
So
I
if
think
you
that's
are single,
marvelous.
you'll have one bracelet. If you are or single and open to like mingle, then one color.
Mhm.
Single but not looking for anything, because it's like, I think every single person, and I'm not like, there are exceptions to this, but
Absolutely.
everybody I know that's like not looking, like is just working on themselves,
Right.
know that if fate were to happen, if they were meant to meet their soulmate,
Yeah.
that they wouldn't want to just like turn a blind eye.
Right.
And so it is, if they want to choose the taken color bracelet, I guess they could, but it's like, if you're single, even if you're not looking to mingle, just to meet connections, meet new friends,
Right.
like you are single, so
Yeah.
they'll take that bracelet.
I think it's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's great.
Yeah.
So I agree. Like as a single person who
Mhm.
falls into the area not really looking to meet anybody.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, how can you deny if you meet that person?
Mhm.
Right? And there's a
Yeah.
connection there all of a sudden.
Yeah. Exactly.
I think it's still great.
Yeah.
That's going to be so much fun. And the presentation, the way that people are going to be
Mhm.
presented.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm presenting Tyler.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. Did you get your
Mhm.
whole like presentation all together?
No, I didn't. I was gonna give an excuse, but no,
Yeah,
I didn't.
I was waiting for an excuse.
I was like, no, I've done this and that. And I'm like,
Oh,
no,
you have
I
been
just need to
busy.
do it.
But
No,
yeah,
I've been like swamped like
Yeah.
normally, but yeah, I'll put it together. It's only 3 slides.
right.
So
It'll be awesome.
yeah, exactly.
Well, and that's the nice thing about most of the things you put together. They usually turn out really well.
Oh yeah, they'll
And
be
be
so
awesome
fun.
presentations. So
Yeah.
that's gonna be really cool.
Yeah. Yep.
And then let's see.
What's
I
your
think
week
that's
look
really
like?
I've got to finish man stuff. That's what my week looks like. You know,
What do
killing my
those
dinner.
things-
cutting down trees, wrestling bears.
Yeah.
No,
Mhm.
I'm just being stupid. No, I'm gonna go.
That's what you do in your spare time.
That's just throwing axes.
Yeah,
yeah,
yep.
and just howling
Mhm.
at the moon, scratching my hairy chest. I don't know.
Are you a werewolf? I think you just described a werewolf. Pretty
Well,
much all of that.
I might, maybe, I don't know. Sometimes I've lost some
Would
time
you rather be a
on-
vampire or a werewolf?
Ooh, so I've thought about this a lot.
Yeah,
Vampire.
me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, werewolves are cool. The whole transformation though doesn't sound
It
fun.
sounds painful.
It does. And then like what it sounds like
Mhm.
is my 20s. It sounds like going out and getting really hammered and then waking up when you have no idea what
But you're in
happened and you're
pain.
naked and in pain somewhere in, in the woods or in a field and you're just like, what did I do? Where am I at? And that may or may not have happened at least 3 times. But
You might be a werewolf then.
I might
actually.
be a werewolf. Well, I don't know what happened last. I'll have to check when the last like full moon was, and if I remember what it did.
Thanks for tracking
I'll
this.
have to start tracking it.
Yeah.
But the vampire I think would be cooler
Yeah.
because one, you're immortal, right? You don't have to wait for a certain time change to be able to use your powers. Other
Mm-hmm.
than well, depending on if you're a shiny vampire or not, because I think
Mm-hmm.
you go out in the daylight for Twilight or whatever.
Oh
That's that whole
yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Or if you're like a stereotypical vampire where you
Mm-hmm.
can't, right?
Yeah.
Go out in the daytime. That would be the only downfall. But still, it'd be beautiful forever,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because it captures you in that area, depending on when
Yeah.
you get turned into a vampire. Actually, if you're like an 89-year-old like vampire, that'd be kind of cool though. Because like, think about how you could totally like screw with people. Like you go bowling at night or something, right? And they're like, "Oh, let me help you," but you're a vampire, so you have superhuman strength, and you're just like strike. You know what I mean? Like
Bowling.
I
Why
don't know.
would
Or okay,
bowling?
powerlifting, like you're just like
Ah,
just show them. They're like, how is this guy doing it?
like
Um,
take me. I'm gonna take you into the sauna and then you suck their blood.
there we go. Yes. No, absolutely. Well, and that whole thing too. Like, yeah, it's just, I mean, it seems cool.
Yeah.
Um, and oh, that's you. But so it seems, yeah, that would probably be the one of the two.
Yeah.
And the transformation seems horrible for the werewolf, like you said. Like that
Yeah.
seems
I
really
feel that.
painful. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah. That's
But
solid.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would
Good.
be
Good
what I'd
answer.
have to go with.
Yeah.
But to answer your question fully, because I never really answered it,
I don't remember
um,
what I asked.
you asked what my week looks like.
Oh
And I
yeah.
said man shit.
Oh yeah. 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 Okay. Okay. Werewolf.
No, I've got work, so cutting hair and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which you know what? Something cracks me up about cutting hair.
What?
And I make this video is that if people can't book with me, the automatic assumption is that I'm off work and just like on a beach or like doing whatever I want. Yeah, it's not that
Really
I'm maybe booked out and
interesting.
busy. You know what I
Really?
mean? Yeah, people
Oh.
will be like, so always,
Yeah.
it's always it's people come and go, man. So did you take some vacation or something? And I'm like, why? What do you mean? They're like, I tried to book in with you, and there was like no time last week. And I was like, yeah, I
Oh
was
my
booked out last week. Like
gosh.
I was busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Whoa.
I'm like,
How
what do you
interesting.
like? It just cracks me up because I'm like,
Yeah.
I feel like I work very hard. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, and I'm like, what do
Yes.
you guys think of me? Like, what is this? What am I presenting that you just think
Yeah.
like, so I have to make a
I feel like
video?
you're just always at work
I'm
and you do
always at
post
work.
it.
Yeah.
And you're at the gym at like 5 in the morning and you're posting like that you're going to go in before work.
Right. No, it just cracks me up. So I got to make a
Weird.
video of what people think. Like if they went,
Hmm.
like I got to like I've got this whole idea of
Oh,
like
yeah.
somebody looking at their like phone being like, ah, and then like them dreaming of what I'm doing. And I'll be
Yeah.
like on the beach or something like that.
Yeah.
But then what I'm actually doing, and it'll
Yeah.
be me
Or
cutting
you
hair.
could make a video version of, have you ever seen like the the memes where it's like it's quadrant. There's like 4 sections
Okay.
and it's like what my friends think I do, what my mom thinks I do. It's
Yes.
like and what I actually
What I'm
do. I don't
actually
remember the
doing.
third one, but
Right.
so you can do that but in video form
Okay.
where it's like what my clients think I do and that's you on the beach in
Yeah.
my free time
Right.
and what I actually, I don't know.
Right. No, I think that's
I
a
mean,
good
same
idea.
idea, but it's
No,
like those,
absolutely.
yeah.
I like it.
I
But it
know.
always cracks me
How
up. That
interesting.
or the other part like makes me laugh is that like I've decided like people are just gonna knock. Like I hate knocking. I hate it when people come
On
to
your
my
door?
yeah, when people come here and
Oh,
knock. Like I don't know why. It just really bothers me inside,
yeah.
like at like a base
Yeah.
level. And
Yeah.
I tell people they come in, so I'll razz them a little bit. And I could
Yeah.
be like, hey, like you don't need to knock. And they're like, well, I don't know. And I'm like, the door says open. You
Yes.
have an appointment with me.
Can you replace it with a glass door?
Well, I don't know if I'd be able to. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
that's what people said too, right? Okay. Because yeah, that's the other thing. It was, well,
Like,
I can't see in, right?
mm-hmm.
So I've left the door cracked open.
Mm-hmm.
The door says open. The
It's
guy was
cracked
5 minutes
open.
late for his appointment
Oh no.
and he still knocked. And I'm like, why? And I asked him,
I'm
I'm
literally
like, why
waiting
would
for
you?
you.
Yeah, I'm sitting there literally waiting for him and standing. And I'm like, why did you still knock? And he's like, well, I don't know what you're doing. I just want to give you like a heads up. And I'm like, a
Yeah.
heads up? You're 5 minutes late. I'm waiting on you.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean a heads up?
Oh
What do you think I'm
no.
doing? He's like, well, I don't know. Maybe you're changing or something. And I'm like, why would I be changing? Exactly, right? Like, this the ludicrous. And I'm like, why would I be changing 5 minutes into your appointment with the door open? You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, it just, yeah. It's just like, I'm just like, what? So, like, people say stuff like that. It just cracks me up. And not everybody, like some, like a lot
Yeah.
of people have gotten used to it and they just walk in because
Yeah.
like I train people, right? You know, because it's my business. You
Yeah.
train them how you want it,
Right.
you know.
Right.
And
Just thought you were changing.
like I don't know what you might be like having some time to yourself or changing or something. I'm like, what? Like, why would I be doing any of that with when the door's open too? Because that was the
Yeah.
other thing. Like I start to leave the door cracked because people had said
Mhm.
that, like you said with the glass door.
Uh-huh.
They were like, well, we can't see in. I don't know what's
Right.
going on.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, I hear you,
Yeah.
but you have an appointment.
Let me
Like, do
yeah.
you knock at your dentist? And they're like,
Yeah.
no. And I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. Do you knock at your doctor's office? And they're like,
Yeah.
no, I just walk in. I go, exactly. Like, so then why are you knocking
Why is
here?
this
Yeah.
any
Do you knock at the
different?
mini mart when you walk in?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I like, I don't know. To me, like, and everybody's just different how they think, and they're not wrong, or well, they're wrong. But
It's like talking about
well, just my brain doesn't work like that. If I know I have an appointment somewhere and I know, and the door says open as well, you know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna come in. Like, and the same thing, some people will come in and I have the chair facing the door purposely
Mhm.
so it's inviting,
Mhm.
right? And they'll come in and they'll sit down on the couch
Oh,
and they'll look at me
yeah.
as I'm standing behind the barber chair, looking at them like,
At their appointment time.
yeah. And they just sit
Yeah.
down, they're like, what's up, man? How you doing? And I'm like, good. And they're like, cool, yeah. And I'm just like,
Get the
yeah. And then like they'll always go, "Oh, I guess." And I'm like, "Yeah, why? Well, like this is where
Yeah.
you go."
Yeah.
Like and that's another thing that blows my mind because I
That's
would go
so
straight to the
funny.
barber chair
Yeah.
unless I'm early,
Yeah.
right?
Right. Yeah.
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 But like when it's that time, it just so people are just funny is all, and it just
Yeah.
makes me laugh. And I wonder, like, if you guys listening, you should write into us as well and tell us funny little
Mhm.
things you do like that or things that annoy you, because they're not like end of the
Right.
world stuff,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's just like,
always
why?
yeah, exactly. It's the why moments,
Yeah.
but
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, I think that's
That's
the
our
end of it.
time.
That's our time this week. Yeah.
All
It's been a lot of
right.
fun. Always good catching
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Always good catching up with you guys as well and letting you hear it.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Well, I'm excited for next week. I'm sure that will
Absolutely.
be highly entertaining as usual.
It should be a good one. Absolutely.
All right. Cool. Well, thank you all for joining the Real Cut podcast, where we give you our unfiltered take on life.